My ropalium near explodes with the joy of welcoming esteemed visitors. This historic occasion is the first of its kind. I am Leda V, Royal Steward of the Provinces Adrift. On behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, and as her loyal servant, it is my profound pleasure to welcome an emissary of the Paranid Empire. And once business is out of the way, I insist you join me on a more informal tour.
Esteemed Royal Steward Leda Wee, thank you for your most gracious welcome. You must forgive me. I, Numankaret, am no Empire emissary. I represent the Alliance of the Word, a diplomatic forum and scientific organization funded by various races across the network.
My. But do you have letters patent from the Empire? The provinces adrift are in dire straits. We must negotiate terms of assistance.
I am compelled to reiterate, I do not speak for the Paranid Authority.
It's full of stars.
My ropalium near explodes with the joy of welcoming esteemed visitors. This historic occasion is the first of its kind. I am Leda V, Royal Steward of the Provinces Adrift. On behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, and as her loyal servant, it is my profound pleasure to welcome an emissary of the Paranid Empire. And once business is out of the way, I insist you join me on a more informal tour.
Esteemed Royal Steward Leda Wee, thank you for your most gracious welcome. You must forgive me. I, Numankaret, am no Empire emissary. I represent the Alliance of the Word, a diplomatic forum and scientific organization funded by various races across the network.
My. But do you have letters patent from the Empire? The provinces adrift are in dire straits. We must negotiate terms of assistance.
I am compelled to reiterate, I do not speak for the Paranid authorities. Though we do bring news which may bring joy. We have been in communication with Kingdom End. Limited fragile communication, but communication nevertheless. Some months ago we received word from your homeworld. It was heartening to discover that the Boron Core has survived the shutdown, and learn of their most ambitious endeavor. Their entire scientific resources are focused on understanding and manipulating jump gate technology. We humbly request your permission to investigate the dormant jump gates in your territory, and to set up a scientific outpost in the region, should that be required.
There are so many implications to consider. This really is momentous. I am afraid I must decline your request, for now. We cannot be precipitous.
By the glistening waters of Nishala!
I fail to understand. We ask for no more than your permission. We certainly have no wish to be a drain on your resources.
Leader Wee, they are trying to connect us with Kingdom End. They have communications.
Neela T, this obsession with finding home is entirely yours. You may have the luxury of gallivanting around the galaxy in search of miracles, but I have responsibilities. I have the welfare of billions of souls to consider. Our guests have already made clear that the outside network, with all its resources, has been unable to connect with our homeworld. The priority at this juncture is the welfare of our people, and I shall not be distracted from that.
Honored host, we will of course expedite communications with the governments of the network. I'm sure emissaries are preparing as we speak. Yet, if we could simply...
Enough, please. I understand your request, but I do not think you understand what is at stake. Please have patience, but for now, the matter is settled.
Outrageous! The Boron Queen's government itself is racing to reconnect, and you decline to facilitate? What kind of royal steward are you?
Please.
There is nothing to be gained from trading insults.
This is absurd. Our work is of the utmost importance. Your obduracy is beyond me. I shall take my leave. Heading to the dock, awaiting pickup.
Ah, the silent one from our disappointing introduction. Your expedition command, I cannot imagine that you...
Assistant, perhaps uncovering more context first may help with your solutioneering.
From time to... It would be In fact, when we isolated from... And while this... We were... Oh, we... Yet in truth, we bore off. Once that productivity stockpile, after years of the provinces adrift, I contend that it was the collective psychological toll of the severance that caused this. Unfortunately, we bore... There was... Yet the... You must imagine it like painting an ocean, yet having only a single shade of... You are correct. I am... For... And it might... If we had anything of value to loot, we would not be
That certainly could have gone better, but all may not be lost.
The Protectorate has determined that this system poses no threat to the citizens of Sol or the wider network. Our orders are to deploy to a position of more...
I'm so very... Leader, he is just... scared. I think he carries the weight of the expectations. Yeah, the problem when we thank all it, so as you can imagine, the situation remains. Yeah, the problem when we thank all it, so as you can imagine, the situation. Oh, but I'm out. You see before, and that yet it drives me to find a path back home. For the people, the steward and I have had our differences in the past, but I had no idea he would be so stubborn.
silent one from our disappointing introduction. Ah, the silent one from our disappointing introduction. From time it would, in fact, we were, oh, yet once productivity collapsed catastrophic after years of disarray, Great Reef finally, the province's adrift. I contend that it was the collective psychological toll of the severance that caused this, more so than the evident logistical challenges posed by the shutdown.
Entering system, Great Reef.
Hello there. Hello there.
I am fully. Is it? Oh, but what kind of servant would I be if I did so at the expense of the welfare of those under my charge?
Does he withholding his consent? We shall continue without it if necessary. I wonder if we can help him to see the bigger picture. A reunion with Kingdom End would inevitably result in him having to The Alliance of the Wood is certainly prepared to provide assurances that our investigation will not leave him Well, we are a scientific expedition. When we further, that will give this. Take this matter in hand. Go and see the fool.
Ah, the silent one from our disappointing introduction. This is all. Thank. And may I bestow upon you a gift?
Explorer, you have done well to secure access for us to continue our mission. Please, claim the scout ship as your own. We'll serve you well.
Yeah, free scout ship.
Mako.
Over there.
We need to investigate the dormant gates to formulate the next step of our expedition.
I am already familiar with the gate in Ocean of Fantasy. If you supply me with the necessary equipment and provide me with a few pointers as to what exactly I am to do, it would be my deepest pleasure to assist.
Excellent. The Alliance shall investigate barren shores. That only leaves the matter of the final gate, the location of which is somewhat more precarious. Explorer, you have excelled thus far. Put that new fighter of yours to good use, and find Sanctuary of Darkness. It seems that you are best suited to this task.
All the times I dreamt of being reunited with my fellow Boron. It never crossed my mind that they might be in such impoverished circumstances. I know that the Alliance has received communications from Kingdom End, but those were dispatched decades ago. Hopefully, they have fared better than the Boron here. I am curious about the contents of their message. Just how much of their preliminary findings have they shared with their Alliance counterparts? Once we have gained access to both gates' data, maybe the Alliance really intends to conduct experiments from our side too. Trying to manipulate gates would be an incredibly involved undertaking. Yet it seems as though Numankaret is single-minded about the whole endeavor. Can you imagine the possibilities that would be open to us if we could manipulate these gates at will?
Thanks to the newly opened trade routes, we have commenced rebuilding our shipyard. You are, of course, most welcome to aid us in our undertaking. Your efforts will, of course, be lucratively compensated.
Dolph.
Comms channel open. Sending you information now.
Unknown station.
I have arrived at my designated inactive gate. I shall commence taking readings immediately.
Jump gate. Barren Shores. Boron defense platform. Jump gate. Unknown sector. Refined goods complex. Entering system. Sanctuary of Darkness.
Sanctuary of Darkness. According to our archives, there was once a Xenon presence hereabouts in the network. I wonder what befell them.
Oh, is that so? Then we were quite lucky that our systems were not connected directly to a Xenon stronghold. There is no way we would have survived, given the state of our military.
Now, see if you can locate the inactive gate in this system.
Be careful. Take great care when navigating. We must honor our word and avoid the cut. You will also need to be cautious of the region's other hazards. I recommend that you stick close to the asteroids. They seem to be an exceptional indicator of where your ship will not be armed.
Forager. Danger. Danger. Danger.
Assistant, perhaps locating the jump gate would be easier if you were to use your ship's long-range scanner.
There it is. Approach the jump gate nacelle. Try to get a reading. You are in range. Activate your ship's scan mode now. Each jump gate has 2 pairs of nacelles. They act as caches for storing operational data, among many other things. We're still not very familiar with this technology, or who created it, but thanks to recent scientific advancements, we are able to make sense of some of the information that we are retrieving. It seems apparent that some of the data likely represents the coordinates of other jump gates. Whether this means that these gates were connected in the distant past is mere conjecture. Perhaps the builders had reasons unknown to us for certain gates to hold, special compatibility. The vast majority of the data in these caches remains a vexing mystery to us all. Gathered everything we can access from this nacelle. Move on to the one on the opposite side. Some of this data looks rather promising. I'm forwarding all of this to our science team as we speak.
Oh my! I'm picking up a worrisome fluctuation in energy signatures.
Forager. Forager.
Your display of skill was altogether impressive. I just hope this commotion does not result in a more severe and unwelcome reaction.
Our science team has pored over the data that Neela T was able to live from the cache. While we have not yet completed our examination of the Sanctuary of Darkness cache, it is quite obviously the most promising of the gates. Despite the additional challenges the Ka'ak will represent.
More dangerous, perhaps. But I'm afraid that things are not going well in Ocean of Fantasy either. The system's planet is devastated and completely uninhabitable.
Perhaps, once the provinces have re-established their economy, they can attempt some terraforming. For now, this expedition needs you to map out safe passage for a larger fleet to navigate through Sanctuary of Darkness. You can use nav beacons to determine an appropriate route. Just stay clear of the Ka'ak installations. And other hazardous regions, obviously. For a better overview of the task in hand, do not hesitate to consult your map.
time, the community of planets thought the Ka'ak had been eradicated by their joint efforts. Recent attacks on solitary miners, and now this, prove this notion was overly optimistic.
found a route. Nicely done, Explorer. Everyone, move in. The expedition shall now establish a scientific outpost. This may be the beginning of a most fruitful phase in our journey together.
All done? You're full? Okay. Yeah, you can have a piece of candy.
The nav beacon you just placed is too far away from any other beacon.
Have one.
Nav beacon.
Only one. Only one. Here. Okay, one.
Nav beacon. Wayfinder. Out of docking range. Docking granted. Mako.
case, Explorer. Congratulations! You have performed your part, and you have done so unimpeachably. We will keep you updated on our progress in the coming years. And, if fate wills it, you might one day find your name in the annals of the great explorers and scientists. What can I do for you, esteemed Explorer? Ah, of course! Thanks to your valuable contribution, we are now able to establish a jump gate research facility. In theory, for a connection between jump gates, one needs the correct coordinates, energy, and a means to interface with the technology. Thanks to the cache you analyzed, we have the directional information from here to Kingdom End. Next, we set up a mechanism by which we can power the gate. The Boron of Kingdom End have explained how this can be achieved. Fortunately, deciphering the technology to enable that has been the focus of their research so far. While we are establishing the facility, the science team is working on the local environmental baseline, taking into account space-time warping from nearby stellar bodies and so forth. All that will take some time, but we already know it can be done. In fact, we have done it before, several times. The most significant hurdle that we just cannot seem to overcome is the jump gate technology interface. It is an incredibly complex process, but think of it as some sort of activation command. Frankly, making progress on that will be a significant challenge. I am uncertain if that is even within our technological capabilities. Sadly, we have nothing more for you to do at the moment. Our scientists are busy setting everything up.
Assistant! You must forgive my absence in your most recent exploratory endeavors. It is just... I have been somewhat preoccupied with my own observations. When did Numankaret say the Alliance of the Word plans to conclude their experiments?
Well, the expedition leader did suggest that he would keep us up to date over the coming years.
What? Years, you say? That is... Oh my, that is rather disappointing. I had hoped to contribute to their experiments right away. Well, since you are already running errands in Boron space, would you mind assisting me in my personal research? Ever since my tentacles first grasped the scientific equipment in this research installation, I have been utterly fascinated by the Great Reef Nebula. Even if that pesky Sagaris Pioneers vessel is complicating accurate measurement collection at the moment. You see, I have identified several neutron stars, magnetars in fact, which pulse in an oddly specific way. One could be an anomaly. Two might be a coincidence, but I have already identified a potential third. I need you to verify my observations, independently. To that end, I have compiled a list of positions in Great Reef that I need you to visit. Please do forgive me if I appear somewhat excitable. There is a chance that this could point to a discovery of immeasurable significance.
Can I help? Confirm.
We're so tired informing you of your exciting plans. You must let me accompany you. In fact, I will not take no for an answer. The Alliance is in the midst of their preparation. I have to say, the deluge of scientific jargon makes me cold. I much prefer action.
Nav beacon. Autopilot engaged. Entering system. Great Reef. Empty space. Boron Wharf. Autopilot disengaged.
You have arrived at the precise position. Excellent. Taking measurements now. No. This is no good. We will have to disregard these readings. Oh well. This shall not dishearten us. Assistant! Onwards to the next position.
Oh, baby.
Bosotar, may I ask you a personal question?
By all means, Neela T.
What makes you choose to remain out there? All alone in that tiny tank of yours? Are you not tempted to reunite with your kind? Now that we are reconnected?
Nothing would delight me more than to explore the provinces myself, and to get out of this tube for once. But my work is simply too important. After years enslaved in the service of advancing split weaponry, I now preside over what is quite possibly the most advanced scientific facility in the network. I am sorely tempted to abandon post. Even if it is just for a little while, I would most certainly love to see the Great Reef in person. But ultimately, my work here is so much more important than my personal desires.
So what is behind your enduring fascination with Great Reef? If you will forgive my candor, you seem to be rather fixated on this particular system.
Actually, I was born there. Not that I would have any memory of it. Then shortly, after I was hatched, I was taken to Argon space.
Get up right. You're hurting my back.
That would mean you were released.
Yes, indeed. If the records are correct, I am 47 years old.
Absolutely incredible. I never imagined I would ever meet someone so aged and venerable.
Hence my fear of spending time away from my laboratory. While my mind remains sharp, I must exercise it for the benefit of all. Taking the second set of measurements. Blasted photoplankton. Nothing. Again. We shall try once more. I know I am onto something. I can feel it in my fins.
Autopilot.
You know, it is strange. Our lifespan is short. At least in comparison to the other known sentient species. When you think about it, very few Boron of the provinces adrift will recall Kingdom End, or the benevolent leadership of our monarch. Yet, ask any one of them, and finding a way back home will be their preeminent priority. How is it that we are driven to pursue such things, even on the thinnest of leads? Is this inherent Boron naivete, or an innate scientific drive?
That is simply our nature. We are known for being pacifists and scientists. But underneath all of that, are we not first optimists? Excellent. Yes, this position seems promising. Taking readings of the phenomenon now. Curious. What? No, this will not do at all. Assistant, something seems to be interfering with the measurements. You must get to the bottom of this at once. This asteroid is highly unusual. It appears to emit some form of residual energy, impeding the accuracy of my readings. You must destroy it.
Wait, what? Is that really necessary? Can you not simply account for the interference and adjust your readings accordingly? Or reposition the ship a little for clearer measurements?
Inconceivable! We cannot jeopardize these readings in any way. There is no room for error or extrapolation. Everything must be exact. A controlled detonation would be the best course to pursue.
You will need spacesuit bombs to detonate the asteroid. Allow me to drop some for you to use at your discretion. Oh, a word of warning. Do not let the authorities find you with this contraband.
Now don your spacesuit, Assistant.
Mako.
Excellent! Attach several bombs to the asteroid now.
Asteroid.
And detonate. Quite the spectacle.
Docking.
Obliteration may have appeared to be an extreme approach to resolving our issue, but it seems to have done the trick. Assistant, please return to the initially designated position at once.
Autopilot. Engaged.
The scan came back clear. Thank you for cooperating.
Autopilot. Disengaged.
Taking measurements now.
Elite.
This is...
Oh my! Would you look at that? That is 5 magnetars, each rotating at a comparable speed. No, wait, actually, this cannot be right. One rotation every 1.884 seconds, which equals one rotation per 3.14 Thorium transitions, which... oh, you might not be following. Their rotational speeds are precisely identical.
5? With identical speeds? But that is impossible.
As we are observing it right now, it would be more accurate to say that it is highly improbable. But yes, the odds of this phenomenon occurring naturally are incredibly, unfathomably minuscule. And, viewed from this position, their positioning appears oddly symmetrical as well. The stars seem to be pointing towards that blue giant. I wonder if... oh my! The radiation readings emanating from the blue giant are incredible.
Incredible. How?
They are oddly regular, in a manner that should not be possible. And they repeat, like a signal. Could this be what we have been missing? Surely not. That would mean... Did someone mean for us to find this?
Wait. A message written in the stars. For... you?
Oh no, please. Not meant for me specifically. But this constellation cannot conceivably be a natural occurrence. Its existence is a manifestation of intent.
The Alliance of the Word still seeks a means to interface with the Gate technology. We may well have just found something worthy of closer inspection. I shall forward these findings to Nomenkaret's team immediately. Assistant, you should head back to the expedition outpost now. In the meantime, I shall apply my intellectual suckers to the details of our discovery.
Explorer, do not for a nanosecond think that I am not coming with you.
jump gate. At least, according to the science team's tentative simulations.
It is a cipher, deliberately placed to allow us access to the network.
I do not know whether that can be said conclusively. These are fantastical claims to be making without any weight of evidence. Perhaps the jump gates draw some of their function from anomalous occurrences, such as your synchronized stellar bodies. Or perhaps whoever built these gates used the Blue Giant as a constant point of reference, one that is detectable throughout key areas of the network and used for calibration of some kind. We do not yet have sufficient data, so I hesitate to spring to conclusions. That said, your findings certainly accelerate our scientific timeline. Explore, talk to key persons, and then I will brief you on how we will proceed.
It is quite obvious why he is so hesitant to entertain my hypothesis. I shall admit, it seems rather ludicrous on the face of it, but I believe he will rue dismissing the concept so readily. To encounter this phenomenon now, just as we are making our first foray into jump gate interaction, is a coincidence of astronomical proportions.
Autopilot disengaged. Autopilot disengaged. Docking granted. Mako.
Ah, there you are. I have briefed Lita Wee's administration on a research strategy and experimentation protocols. The science team is making the final calibrations. And, as you can see, the Alliance of the Word has worked strenuously to construct all of the necessary energy infrastructure.
We have concluded our preparations, awaiting confirmation to proceed.
Oh, the delicious heady feeling of pre-experiment anticipation. But Assistant, I would be surprised if our experiments here escape the attention of the COG.
The boron scientist has a point. I shall defer to your judgment on when we should commence the experiment. Shall we initiate proceedings? Science team, you have authorization. You are green to go.
Uploading frequency profile as signal template. Oh yes, the change in energy signature is immediately detectable.
Indubitably, the signal you helped extract activated something within the gate's mechanism.
I can confirm that we can interface with the jump gate. It appears that we can input basic commands.
All of this seems to indicate that I really am onto something with the Cypher hypothesis. The cadence of the Blue Giant's radiation output acts as a sort of key.
Introduce energy now.
Affirmative.
Stay on guard, everyone. Explorer, get back out there. Maintain a secure perimeter around the jump.
Mako.
Strike tackle. Scramble. Acknowledged.
COG, as expected.
Oh no, and with such calamitous timing.
Give me daddy.
Protector.
Got it.
I won't let you get away with that.
Queen's Guard.
Awaiting orders.
Container. Protector. Fort.
Awaiting orders.
Mako. Container.
There will be consequences.
Nearly effective.
Forager.
Something hit us.
Protector. Forager. Protector.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
Forager. Protector. Forager.
Got it.
Hive guard.
Striking. Have much of your best. Awaiting orders.
Container. Forager.
The jump gate is open.
Engaging.
I do believe I may have aimed myself.
Protector.
Awaiting orders.
Container. Protector.
Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Forager. Protector. Forager.
Got it.
Container.
Awaiting orders.
Container.
Oh my goodness. I feel quite nauseous.
Delete. Container.
What is happening?
Everyone, fall back. Regroup at my position.
A giant spike in radiation.
Well, this is certainly new.
Initial readings?
Everything. All scans seem to indicate regular jump gate function.
Incredible! It really does appear as though we managed to establish a connection between two gates.
But does it lead to Kingdom End?
There is only one method for ascertaining the answer to that question. Fleet, move out.
Wait! There is an energy flux. and transition is achieved. Green lights across the board. No immediate danger detected. Oh my goodness! There's a fleet of Commonwealth ships, right here. Greetings, friends. Please tell me you are with the Alliance of the Word.
We are indeed.
Judging by the equipment surrounding this gate, would it be presumptuous to imagine that you had a hand in activating the jump gate from this side?
With the help of the local Boron population, yes.
How very impressive. Our scientists have been endeavoring to achieve this for countless times, but to no avail.
Then suddenly, without warning, something changed, and we were able to interface with the jump gate.
Yes, we have just made the significant breakthrough that brings everything together.
You simply must share your findings with us. In the meantime, we will harden the gate defensive positions and establish patrols. And of course, our most venerable and beloved Queen Polyphides wishes to receive you.
Explorer, you and Bozo Ta were pivotal to the success of this entire undertaking. It would only be right for the two of you to join me in my audience with the Queen.
Me? Meet the Queen? This is also overwhelming.
Piranha, Wayfinder. Docking avoided. Entering system. Kingdom End. Autopilot engaged. Entering reflected stars. Entering Kingdom End 1.
I still cannot believe it. Kingdom End. In my lifetime. Look how beautiful it is. And we did it. We established the connection. And we are summoned by the Queen, no less.
What a marvelous turn of events indeed. And it is reassuring to see the seat of Boron civilization faring so well. They have weathered isolation far better than the provinces. That is for certain. A strong economy, political stability, no signs of strife or unrest. They seem to be at peace. Now we can finally bring the provinces adrift back into the fold. And my people can finally share in that sweet tranquility.
Autopilot disengaged. Elias Vigilance. Mako. Elias Vigilance.
Oh, this is so exciting!
Greetings, travelers. It is our great pleasure as reigning monarch of the Queendom of Boron to receive you all in this historic moment. Our royal steward positively gushed with praise for his allies, and so I wish to thank each one of you who was so critical in bringing these long-lost systems back into the fold. First, Numunkaret, fearless leader, without whose vision and doggedness an expedition of such scale would never have been possible. You have our deepest gratitude.
You are most welcome, Your Majesty. The pursuit of knowledge and unity is my paramount drive. I could no more relinquish the task than I could cease breathing.
Nila T, our loyal subject and long-lost kinswoman. You have done your utmost to maintain the safety and security of the severed realm, despite hardship and adversity. And Steward Leader informs us that not for one moment did you let the dream of Kingdom End die. You have our deepest gratitude.
It is such an honor to be here, Your Grace. Just to be here, to see the home planet, is all the reward I will ever need.
And now for the prodigal spawn, Bozo Ta. You spent a whole lifetime away from home, isolated from all fellow Boron in the most unimaginable manner, and yet you did not let these dreadful circumstances deter you. Welcome home, Bozo Ta.
Please forgive me. I have no words.
All rise.
And then, of course, there is you, Val Salton. We have been informed that your grit and fortitude were the backbone of this venture. Without your endeavors, it is doubtful that the Boron of Kingdom End would now be reunited with their brethren, or the Commonwealth at large. We thank you from the deepest well of our being. Now, Numankaret, we expect that you and your science team will be quite busy for some time to come, exchanging your findings with our own scientists and making sense of all that has occurred here. Yet still, we have a favor to ask of you. It has been a long time since we last shared the network with other species. We ask that you use your expertise to coordinate a mission to reach out to our old allies and adversaries. Let them know that the Boron of Kingdom End have returned.
I would be honored to oversee such an undertaking, and I already know the perfect
Of course it...
Farewell, dear friends of Boron.
This concludes the royal audience. Our honored guests, you are invited to hold your inaugural mission briefing at the designated venue.
Please follow me. I shall do my best to coordinate your tasks and duties. Before we commence with business matters, may I say that it is a great honor to work with you heralds on your royal mission. My part is to provide you with the necessary information for your mission manager, and to monitor your progress. Other than that, I will contact you should the need arise. Over the course of this endeavor, there will be multiple missions for you to choose from. While it is your duty to complete all missions, the order in which you pursue them is a matter for your own discretion. You are now ready to embark upon your voyage. I shall return to the expedition to oversee the science team. So much data to pore over. So many questions still unanswered. You have performed a great service to the scientific community. Thank you. See it through thoroughly to...
Renowned friend, which assignment did you receive? To a boron science? Surely they have a convenient supply. I am afraid you may have drawn the short. A mere courier. I am responsible for establishing a defense treaty with the Argon Federation. I wish you the best of luck.
Greetings, Rep. I am assigned to deliver a sample of our home. May you travel with speed.
Service, I see. How very commendable. It is of the utmost urgency that this modest boatman delivery arrives at my facility. Please deliver the consignment and then meet with me immediately thereafter. I have marked a Bofu chemical lab station, which sells Bofu. But feel free to find a more lucrative trade source.
Mission interrupted. New mission activated.
Her Majesty is strikingly charismatic in person.
Yes, indeed. When she looks at you, it is like you are the only person for 20 parsecs.
Did you ever believe you would meet a monarch?
Never. Nor would I have expected to have the honor of such an important responsibility.
What was your impression of the Alliance representative?
Very nice and professional.
Matter of fact.
Indeed.
The Queen's heralds are reminded not to broadcast their private observations publicly.
My deepest apology.
Entering reflected stars. Entering towering wave. Receiving broadcast message.
Dear passing pilots of assorted heritage and disposition, by the grace of Her Majesty the Queen, it is our privilege to aid the reintegration of the provinces adrift into the venerable and resilient Queendom of Boron. Regrettably, there appears to be an ongoing misunderstanding with the inhabitants of this otherwise picturesque sector. I hereby call upon your civil courage and request that you join us.
Entering system, Sanctuary of Darkness. Entering system. Great Reef.
The Homeworld scientists apparently set up a similar energy input system to our own, but their capacity is simply tremendous.
Our blueprints were, of course, based on the theories that they shared with us in their transmission. So that should not come as a surprise. Establishing a connection between jump gates requires staggering quantities of resources. Yet, it appears that those resources need not be equally balanced between the gate loci. Thankfully, the Boron have been laying the groundwork for our breakthrough for decades. We suspected that was the case. Hope so, even. But until now, we could not be entirely certain.
Mission completed. New mission activated.
Hello there. I see you are making progress with the Bofu delivery assignment. How wonderful.
Autopilot engaged. Short range transporter B. Entering system. Barren Shores. disengaged. Entering system. Heretics End. Elephant.
Pilot, if you are hearing this independent pirate broadcast, you have been invited to join the Hatikva Free League's trade revolution. Do you want to help create a truly independent safe haven? Work towards peace and stability for all peoples? Then we need you. Do not hesitate. Check your mission offers to join the cause.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Wonderful! The Bofu has arrived. Please visit me in my laboratory.
Hello there! Ah, yes, my beloved Bofu. Indeed you did. Oh, Her Delightful Majesty. Yes, well, not quite the Queen. I may have hijacked your mission communications a tad, just to imbue this delivery with some alacrity. However, the Bofu incidentally, your biosignature fret not. I shall assist you by extricating my intervention from your mission communications. Indeed, I see you are behind on a number of... Hello there. Hello there.
Harold! Harold! Where have you been? Our connection was interrupted. The technicians have not yet figured out why, but the issue seems resolved. Let us get back on course in the pursuit of Her Majesty's diplomatic endeavors. You can find your current tasks in your mission manager. Choose which to pursue first, and activate it for further guidance.
Autopilot engaged.
Can I help? Acknowledged.
Entering system. Watchful gaze. Autopilot disengaged. Mako. Autopilot disengaged. Docking granted. Mako. Autopilot engaged. Entering system. Barren Shores.
Assistant! Can you believe it? We met Her Majesty, the Queen Polyphides. The proximity to Upper Boron and consequent exposure to the pheromone clouds seems to have triggered some changes in my physiology. Oh, I was so nervous. The adrenaline will sustain me for days to come. So much to research. The time ahead will be crucial, and word of our achievements will spread throughout the network. The potential to manipulate jump gates will certainly catalyze a fundamental paradigm shift. I would not be surprised if there were more pulsar constellations out there, just waiting to be found. I fear that not everyone will use this knowledge responsibly. Through our intergalactic, interspecies cooperation, we overcame insurmountable odds. And yet, that cipher, finding it now, just when we needed it, seems too much of a coincidence. Could there be someone out there? Unseen, but watching? Oh my, these are weighty propositions indeed. Perhaps we should apply ourselves to the immediate tasks in hand.
Entering system. Sanctuary of Darkness. Autopilot. Protector. Forager.
You're breaking my shields.
Dolphin. Autopilot engaged. Autopilot disengaged. Danger. Danger. Hazardous region detected. Protector. Danger.
Striking.
Protector.
Construction site is cleared of hostiles, Commander. You may applaud as you feel appropriate, Tinfiga. Outstanding work, Finn leaders. I expected no less. Please direct your subordinates to dock for debriefing, maintenance, and of course, refreshments.
Menelaus Reminiscence.
Queen Polyphides and the Queendom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome aboard. Oh my, it is you! How favorable and fortuitous that our paths should cross again. Please, do approach me on the bridge, I insist. Come in, come in. I hope your journey to our ancient homeland was sprinkled with success. As you may have keenly registered, my position has somewhat evolved since we last had the pleasure of meeting. While I await the summons of Her Majesty's Royal Council for redevelopment of the former provinces adrift, I have pledged myself to this intrepid defense mission. Thanks to their unique warp technology, Ka'ak ship clusters continue to harry our construction ships. Even if these do little damage to our operation, they keep us perpetually on edge, unable to discern our opponent's grand strategy. Consequently, there can only be one response, even if it pains me to go against my deepest Boron instincts. We shall sally forth. By taking a forward position, we may gain valuable intelligence and divert Ka'ak attention away from our construction site. Tragically, we have recently recorded unacceptable losses, hence the invitation to any spirited pilots in the general vicinity. Of course, you far exceed the required qualification, yet nevertheless, I would be honored and grateful to take you temporarily into the employ of Her Majesty's Expeditionary Flotilla. You may choose between one of our 2 most renowned flight leaders and fly a well-equipped military ship for the duration of this mission, unless you prefer to risk your own ship, of course. Once you are settled, we shall embark, like a school of Nishalan mud wranglers on the first day of swelter season. Splendid. I expected no less. Since it appears that we will not have the pleasure of further reinforcements at this time, I shall commence preparations for our embarkation post-haste. We shall speak again once you have conferred with Tinfiga and Hugabo.
Require the presence of a La to converse with you in this emotional state.
Really? Then why do you not go and fetch one?
Ha! You know full well that the only La on this ship is currently preoccupied ensuring the triumph of this mission.
Comrade, it appears that we have a visitor. Just as you were calming my emotional state.
Tinfiga, what are they doing?
Have you tried issuing a formal invitation with the official seal of Her Majesty?
Haha. Pilot, you may approach.